Hi, welcome back to Conversations with Kayomodi. My name is Lisa Kayomodi, and because it's Aries season, the feminist personality of the week is Judy Kayel Idakoze. She is the founder of Choose Yourself, an organization that I do work with, as well as doing amazing and immense work in the feminist community for women and non-binary persons. I am continuously in awe of the work that she does, the human library that she is, how she continues to inform us. So if you've not heard of her, go check her out. For the past 2 weeks, I have been informing you how I'm running a campaign, a sexual assault awareness campaign on because this is April, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we want to give therapy to 5 persons, as well as medical and emergency legal aid as well. And I've hosted one of the women who founded the group that we're working with, Femme Power Ug, and I'm just going to get to know her, get to know their work, get to know how they started, why they started, and maybe you'll give us one whole movie. Hi, Safina.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. So, how are you?
I'm great. I'm good. So nice to finally meet you away from the Twitter streets.
Nice to meet you too.
Feminism, what does that mean to you?
I don't think I could define it with like a few words. I guess it should mean women achieving equality, being able to break free from exploitation, oppression, having the right to, having the right to just be women, to be seen as women, recognized as women, as human beings. And oppression. I look at feminism as tackling oppression, exploitation, and abuse. Those are my three. When I look at my feminism, I look at tackling those issues that women face. So I guess it would be achieving that, like an abuse-free, exploitative-free world for women.
Okay, I hear that. On my blog, where I'm sharing a few of my experiences with sexual assault, I remember going back to the 2020 Twitter rapist outing. And before we get into that specific conversation, your mental health. Because again, we're a couple of people who are vocal on Twitter. There's like a group of people who is always expected to say something
about
something, and it's not even a loud expectation, but you just you know. If I don't talk, how was your mental health during that time?
Honestly, it was really, really tough reading these stories, because for me, every time I come across a case or a story like that, I feel it. I put myself in her shoes, and I think that's what maybe keeps me going, because I ask myself, what if this happens to me? Or, what if it happened to me? What would I do? Where would I go? So, of course, it's very damaging to my mental health. So, but I do see a psychologist to help me work it out. But it is, sometimes I even have nightmares. Like, I've had 2 cases where I've dreamt I was in the position. So it is quite damaging. And yes, the expectation to say something all the time gets very, you feel like you're exhausted, because if you don't say something, people are going to ask, are you not saying something because she's so-and-so or this and this? So there is always that need to say something about when a case comes up online. And it is, I feel like people should understand it's actually quite exhausting. Not every time I want to be there. Sometimes I just want to take a step back and let other people handle it. But there's not much we can do. You have to be there for the victims. So
Fame Power, as we spoke, was created as a response to 2020 rape outings. And just coming to the realization that so many people had been affected and there's nowhere that they can possibly get help or, find a safe space. How has that worked for you and the team? And who's the team?
Well, we're about 40 members.
Who's the initial team?
Wow. I can't, because we all joined. We were actually a bigger team when we joined, because what happened was after the 2020 outings, Myra posted on Twitter, she's like, I think we should come up with some sort of community as women that can help, so we can help each other. That's how it started, as a tweet. So I think we should do something about this, because a lot of these women are coming out, and one of the problems is that they have no one to go to when this happens, There is no one to help you, hold your hand and tell you I'm here for you, and provide all the necessities like money for a rape kit or, psychological aid. So she's like, why don't we come together as women and see if we can do something, We can't just let these things continue happening, because I think even in, was it 2019? There was also a time on Twitter when there was a lot of rape. So, it's sort of like a habit now. So she posted a tweet, she's like, why don't we come together? So I texted Anna, I was like, I love this idea. How do we go about it? So we made a WhatsApp group and we just started adding everyone. Everyone who wanted to join, everyone wanted to join. And we were like, I think 50 at that time.
Yeah.
But of course, through the course of the period, a lot of women have found it either too traumatizing or it's too much. So they have left. And right now, I think we're looking at a team of 40 people. But even that 40 is not completely like active, of course, because there are some women that feel like, it gets overwhelming at times. And if you're not mentally in check for it, then it can become a lot of work. So we do have a few very active on the scene members. That's me, Lisa, Priscilla, there's Komugisha, there is Shania, there is Gloria, I'm trying to remember offhand.
Yeah.
There is Ampire, there is Desire. So yeah.
Okay.
That's all I can remember.
You say it gets traumatizing. What does that? What steps have you put into place as probably the team lead? Is it team leads?
I mean, you could say.
Yeah. So what steps have you put into place to ensure that, as much as we're receiving all of this and we're here to help, I don't want to be broken down to the point that I can't continue?
So we have like I said, a group chat where it's sort of a sisterhood, you could say, because we also have personal problems in our lives, of course. So we have this group chat where we talk. Sometimes we're not always talking about sexual assault. We talk about other things, other problems we could be facing. And so many members of the group have said they feel like they need some time off or they might need to see a psychologist or something. And we make sure that, you can always DM a few people in the group. Like I make myself available. If you're going through something, you can talk to me. I'll walk you through it. If you need some time off, you can take all the time you need, even like exam period and everything. So we sort of like calm down on the stress. And we also have a professional psychologist. So if there's a team member that feels like it's a bit too much, we'll pay for the therapy like we do for all the other victims of sexual assault. Yeah.
So how now let's wrap this up. Funding and all of that, how has that been for you? And what has the impact been so far since you started?
Well, we started last year and I could say we have made a few strides in a good direction towards our goals. But funding is quite an issue because there have been times when we have victims come to us. Like there was a time we worked with a victim in northern Uganda and she had just been raped the night before, but we didn't have money for PEP, rape kits. So, we had to like, guys, 5,000, like, the least bit you can get in the group, even 2,000 as long as you can send. Yeah. So we usually crowdsource among ourselves so that we can pay. Because, you can't tell a victim, I'm so sorry, I have to turn you away. Yeah. But one of our issues is therapy. Like we have got a discounted price with our psychologist, but there are more women who need psychological help. And it kind of gets, because psychology is a long-term process. You can't just pay for a few sessions and then call it quits. So therapy is quite expensive for us, and raising money for it is, because you see, even once in a while, we'll post, please help us pay for therapy. That's usually because we have a case, and sometimes we have to put these victims on hold because we can't really afford to take them on. And it's really, really bad because some women you find are having panic attacks, they're having suicidal thoughts. So it gets, it's like, oh my goodness, I wish I could help you. But funding is a bit slow, but we're working on it.
Whew. I'm sad now hearing that. But as I say, we're running a sexual assault awareness campaign with Femme Power Ug. You heard it from Safina, the work that they're doing, how they're being able to impact and help the community that they are working with. So we're looking to raise 1 million Uganda shillings, and we're going to share the poster as well as the number for you to give to. Remember, sexual assault is real. Seek consent, but also, I keep saying it's one thing to believe victims, but if we are in position to help victims, yes. Thank you so much for watching Conversations with.
Wait, can I say one last thing? Yes. Yeah, I just want to say, if you're a woman or anyone actually, because we're open to working with anyone, but if you've been sexually assaulted and you can't afford to pay for like PEP or like the rape kit, and I do really advise, because I've worked with a few victims that didn't want to go take PEP. Please, if you've been sexually assaulted, make sure you get a rape kit done and PEP. If you can't afford it, reach out to us at Femme Ug on Twitter, Instagram. There are usually numbers there you can call if it's at night, and we'll send you the money. We'll cater for your bill. If you need psychological help, reach out to us as well. We'll always be here.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is put their handles as well in the comment section and on the blog. Please give to the cause. Let's help people, but also even in your free time, send Femme Power money. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Conversations with Conversations.